At the time, we were just searching all through this hay right in here.
Yeah, looking under the hay and everything else, making sure she wasn't covered up by the hay.
And as we made our way down, the Good Samaritan, who was already out here searching, said he heard something coming from this general area. And about that time, we were able to uncover some of this hay. You can see where we were.
Yeah, we pulled this hay back from the grate.
And the baby at the time, the 8-month-old, was actually sitting down in the grate, sitting up and looking up at us, waiting for us to pull her out. She wasn't screaming, she wasn't crying, she was just sitting there waiting for us.
Was she there on the bottom?
Yes.
Yeah, she was sitting down, right down here. And like I said, we reached down there and she more or less had her hands up, ready for somebody to pick her up. It took 3 of us to work her around the grate and get her back up through.
And once we got her out, we immediately checked her out, and then we got her to the ambulance for them to do a second evaluation, a more in-depth evaluation. Up until we heard her, I was just worried about it being more of a recovery rather than a rescue, but once we heard her, it was just a sigh of relief, and there had to be some kind of divine intervention for her to end up being okay the way she was.
Like he said, just some kind of divine intervention that she turned out to be okay, because there's so many times we go out and things aren't okay. And just during the holidays here to have a positive just feels good.
Well, the first thing that happened is I got out the vehicle and I looked in the back seat and saw my baby wasn't back there. So I started running up and down the highway, looking everywhere for her, calling her name. I didn't hear no baby crying, no baby screaming, nothing, and I panicked. I thought she was gone. And it was the worst 15 minutes of my life trying to look for her.
And when you found her, then what?
I was so relieved. I knew I was blessed, that nothing was wrong with her. All they say, she had like grass in her mouth, and that's all. She got one little scratch, and everything else is okay. She's still the same. She's still the happy baby. I'm beyond blessed, and I thank God for sparing my baby.
Do you think it was a miracle?
I know it was a miracle. Nobody but God. The way they had to pull out the drainage, they just couldn't pull out. They had to turn her head a certain way, turn her body a certain way just to get out. And she was just sitting there, looking up, waiting on them to come get her. I was overwhelmed with joy. I just started crying and thanking God for sparing my baby, for sparing us, for not taking my angel away from me. And she's my miracle baby.